Good morning, YouTube. This is Pervious1030 and I do believe it is February 10th. Not sure, I'm gonna have to check that on the date, but pretty sure. I'm out here in the backyard garden today. It's wet. It rained hard last night, and you know, we're in South Florida, as you already know, and I had a couple people on YouTube that you know, they're doing the inside garden. They're just now, I watched their videos, they're just now planting seeds, you know, getting them under lights and things of that nature. And here I am, it's basically dead of winter, and I got tomatoes turning red. So, you know, I'm not a real big fan of Florida. I'm really not, and you know, that's kind of messed up because I'm a gardener and I love gardening. But I'm just not a real big fan of Florida as far as Florida goes. Huh, look at this. It rained real hard last night. Broke my mater. I'm gonna have to get that tied up. So we gotta get that fixed as soon as possible. Glad I caught that. Because what happens is it pinches the stem and the nutrients can't get to the flowers. And the next thing you know, start having a little bit of a deficiency there, so I'm going to tie that up. It's been pretty windy. So anyways, what I wanted to show you guys is I was sitting here checking out some of these little peppers here, and I realized I have a bell pepper. Pretty cool. I don't grow that many bells. I should. I might next time I grow them. See what I got going on here. You know what, this stinking thing, I'm gonna have to get something to tie this up here real soon. So as soon as I'm done shooting this video, I'm gonna take care of this guy. I found out that this little guy right here is Aroma, and you know, this is actually pretty cold for Florida, and it's pretty cold for plants out here. So you know, they're a little bit slow going right now. But oh yeah, look at this guy. I think, and I'm not sure, I think this also is a beef stick, but I could be wrong. I'm waiting to see the fruit in its full development before I make that call. But it's definitely of the beefsteak family. And what I do is whenever I'm growing these, notice how there's two flowers here. Okay, I might just pick one of these flowers and just keep it and let the other one go. And the reason being, like this guy right here, I'm going to just pull that off. If you want big tomatoes, don't cluster the tomatoes. Let them grow one per area. You know, some people, they don't want to do that, and that's fine too. You can grow a couple medium-sized tomatoes, but if you want big ones, see this guy? He's not competing for space, he's not competing for anything, and he's close to the water, to the roots, so he's getting all the nutrients he needs. I gotta fix this guy so he don't knuckle up on me and I lose the whole top of my plant. Let's go on down the line here. I think this is an ugly ripe. Pretty sure it's an ugly ripe. Nice tomato. See how it's scrunching together. And I don't like making, unless they're staked, I don't like sitting here going, well, this is what this is, because a lot of times I'm usually wrong because I don't mark my plants. And I'm a hypocrite, I know it, and I need to start marking, tagging my plants. I have a little color system that I just started. It's actually working out pretty good for some other tomatoes. So for all I know, that could be my Kellogg's that I lost and couldn't find. And yeah, it's the adventures of gardening. Here, look at this sad little guy here. This is this a, no, it ain't a Serrano. It might be a either a chili. It's like the one over in the garden. Should grow bigger peppers, but we'll see. We'll see what that turns into. The cabbage seems to be liking this weather. This head's starting to form in here, and it's starting to get real tight and pretty. That's good. Rose bush, I cut it back. Okay, check this out. Whenever you're growing eggplant, I'm learning some new things about eggplant. Number one, eggplant loves Florida. Whenever I grew eggplant in Colorado, it was nowhere near this size. Not even close. So, right up in there, that's going to be an eggplant. These guys didn't make it. You know, they all have, well, maybe, but I doubt it. So I like to pick these off and let this guy have as much room as possible. Whenever you see the head swell up like that, you know you have an eggplant. Let's see here. I think this guy made it. I've gotten some pretty good fruit now, but I keep checking the bottom of the leaves simply because, see these little guys right here? I don't know if you can see them. Let me just, yeah, right there, those are little buggers. They will eat your leaves. I think I pulled off all my chewed leaves, but on all your plants it's always good to look under the leaves, because most bugs and pests, that is where they will stay, and they'll chew the underside of that leaf and eventually suck the life right out of your plant. And if you can look right here, I got some of these little side shoots, and there's a couple things that you can do here, and you know, I should really give it a go. I might try cloning this. Oops, sorry, zoomed in. I might try cloning this, but there is, you know, in the name of gardening, sometimes you gotta do some trial and error. But if you're gonna clone something, take these shoots that come up out of these Ys right here and clone this. You know, see if you can clone it. But the thing about these is, under the leaf, it's real fuzzy, and that means it probably wouldn't be wise to get it wet, so you might want to water from the bottom, and not so much humidity like in a dome. If you keep it about 70, I want to say above 76, 75 degrees, this should root. Here's my mitt. And I haven't shot a video in a while, guys, because I've been really sick. I mean, just because you're down in Florida, don't get it twisted. You can still get sick. Alright, check it out. I have a black carrot in here, and I have a, I think it's a pusa. They're short carrots. So I'm trying to see what's going on with that. These are bok choy. Ooh, yeah, check this out. This guy's in work. These beetles right here. Let me back up a little bit so we zoom in here. This guy right here is very destructive, and you gotta do away with them. So you got a couple options. You can flick it off, you can smash it, whatever. They do have hard shells, so neem oil really ain't gonna mess with them. So what I do is I flick them as hard as I can and send them flying. But yeah, they do tear up a plant. So let me just back this up here and give you a good little example. And voila. And hopefully I hit it hard enough that it kills it. So this was an eggplant, and it didn't root so well. So, you know, they got to be inside. And I need something here suck up some of this water because I'm drowning plants. Let's see here. Tomato plant will be fine. This is another plum tomato or Roma. That'll suck up that water. I am getting ready to pack this bad boy up. The greenhouse is going to go bye-bye for a while. I might donate it. I haven't decided yet. Because my boys' middle school, they got a garden club, and I figure if they can get more bottom wood, because this wood, you know, whenever you're building a greenhouse, I should have put this in my greenhouse series, you want to get some either, I can't think of the name of it, but it's a type of oil, and it's all organic, it's safe, and you put it on there and you won't have like the water problems I'm having over in the corner. This wood's rotten, so it can't be used again. But you don't want to use pressure treated because it is toxic. It really is, you know. But what I'm gonna do is, whenever, you know, if if I give this away, I haven't made my mind up yet because I still have a lot of things I want to do. And, you know, donations are good and stuff, but it's almost like I don't want to donate it unless I totally have to. So we'll see what happens. But, oh, yeah, so that's what's going on with the greenhouse. Treat your wood. If I think of the oil, I'll shout it out in the video. I might look it up later. Okay, so as you can see what I did here, I made a color code chart. I made a number chart for certain plants, and I numbered them. And then the tomatoes you see yellow, I got a little yellow bread tie on them. Green Giant has a green plant hook on it, and the blueberries have blue thumbtacks. So, you know, just my own little system. We all have one. I gotta clean this place out and get all this stuff put away. Now, here's the whole reason why I said donate. See this floor? Whenever you are moving and you have to load a bunch of these on dollies and carry them up a truck, it is no fun. They are expensive, and it's kind of tiring. You know, giving stuff away that you obviously need. That's why I'm really torn on whether to keep them or to keep it or donate it. So, okay, it's enough about that conversation. Alright, over here we have my messes. I took my cantaloupe and I replanted them, and so far so good. It's flowering, giving more root space. I mean, it'll outgrow that in no time, and I'll have to put that in the ground eventually, but for now it'll do alright. So that's what we got going on, guys. Check this out. That's what I wanted to show you. See, with this beefsteak, as I was talking about over there, see, these aren't going to get very big. I mean, they're going to be okay, maybe, you know, cut them up for a salad or something. But I stressed this plant out a lot because I took a lot of cuttings. Right there's a nice cutting for a whole nother plant. But check this out. If I go like this and I pinch off this flower, this flower, this flower, and this flower, next time I show you guys this, it's gonna have all this room to grow and no competition, so it can get pretty big. Like this guy, he got a decent size. He didn't have much competition. Now, oh yeah, by the way, if you do have greens that you're growing, be aware that eventually these things are going to throw a root down into the soil. I actually took a leek and planted over there, which I'll show you, and it threw roots. It was kind of silly actually the way it did it, but whatever. And it's in there. Now this guy is a cutting, I do believe, off of this guy. So it is, I think it's a piece that broke off and I stuck it in the soil. I know it sounds silly, but it works. This is a turnip, which I planted, hopefully to get it to seed. Collards. Let me see here. It's Buddy Dog. Hi, Buddy. What you doing? He's out here sunbathing with me. Alright, so yeah, I planted, this is my Green Giant. I planted it in the ground. I got a little green stake on it, so I know what it is. I got my chart in there. I wrote it down. This is an ugly rape. I'm going to just put it in the ground somewhere or give it away. I think I'm going to give this one away. This one is a... what are you? You know what? I think that is actually cutting off of that. So that is possible, but the leaves don't look quite... Yeah. It might. It could work. Yeah, I think so. Wait. You see, the thing about plants is they have a distinctive pattern. See how these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but it's the same kind of structure, and this is a much healthier branch. So, like right here, you know, the way that it's growing, like the point at the end and then the individual leaves. So I think this is one of those. If you look at this green giant, it has a potato leaf. We call that a potato leaf. Ooh, here we go. And I think this guy is either, yeah, I think it's a beefsteak too. But that's been there for a while. Now this, see that blue tag? These are blueberries. So they're like a cherry tomato. They're going to take a long time to really flower. They just all, some of them do, and they usually do it from the bottom up. So I'm going to just keep clamping it up, tying it up there until I get my tomatoes. Same thing with that one. That one's a beefsteak. That is my Jersey Giant, which has gotten pretty big. This, with the yellow tag right here, is a white Tomaso. And it's flowering. Sweet. They're supposed to be like a real white tomato with almost a purple bottom. So I'm really excited about these. I'm gonna go on Baker Creek and write a review. I actually found this lettuce that I just planted here. It was in my other garden from some seed spillage from the lettuce. I think I have two types of collards here, or these are broccoli, one of the two. My idiocy self did not properly mark these, as you already know, but I think this is collard greens. I'm pretty sure this is the same thing, just a different type. Okay, here we have this beautiful pepper, and this is either a Cuban pepper or it is a chili, and I'm guessing it's going to be a Big Jim chili because of the way it's hanging. It's producing pretty doggone good. Nice size fruit, you know, good stuff. There's my other white Tomaso. Now this is pretty cool. I gotta get ready to trim this bad boy because there we go. This tomato right here, this Jersey Giant, whenever I read basically the autobiography of the plant, that tomato right there almost went extinct. So I want to make sure that I can get some seeds off of this bad boy. Now, the funny thing about this is they don't produce a lot of seeds, so it's kind of ironic. So whatever little bit of seeds I get, I'm going to make sure that I utilize them and grow them and stuff. The cabbages are starting to form nice heads. Just kind of how it is, how I got them growing. Try to bind them together to make, try to bind them together to make sure those heads are nice and firm. That guy's looking good. And that guy looks like he's starting to. So is this guy. I just use like fishing string, works the best. That stuff not so great. Peppers, I got a couple jalapenos, but I had a really big one on there, and my better half, she wanted a jalapeno, so what do? I'm a nice guy, go get her one. There went my seed maker, but that's alright. I can get some pretty good seeds for this online if need be. Let's see here. My aroma plant. This thing. I think I need to give it a little bit of Epsom salt, but it's I'm getting enough seeds from this guy for a while anyways to share with people. It's a heavy producer. I mean, you get about 5-6 of these plants and you'll have enough to start seriously canning. Another jalapeno plant, it's flowering, and over here I'm pretty sure this is a red dragon or a bell. It's definitely a bell. Well, it is a bell type pepper, but either it's a red dragon or just a green one. And I'm sure this guy is well overdue to be picked, but I'm just leaving it on there. Let's see here. Oh yeah, totally missed that. Sitting right in front of it too. Okay, so check this out. This is a baby of that, and here we go. Look at these. Look, nice sized tomato. But this goes back to what I was saying before. Like, this guy's got to go. I have no problem with yanking tomatoes off. I'd take this in, fry it up if I want. Little fried tomatoes, or just put it in the windowsill, it'll ripen. See, these two is, you'll get a decent size. However, if it's just one and you have a fused blossom like this guy, oop, where am I at? There we go. If you look at this fused blossom in there, that guy's going to be huge. See, it's going to be a monster. So I'm going to let him grow. I got another one right here that's a singular plant or a singular fruit. So I got some pretty decent tomatoes there. Now check this out. I love these beans. These are awesome. First time growing them. So this type of bean, I've grown beans before, just not this type. This is a purple pole bean, and this thing is like huge, ridiculously large. It's going to produce a lot of good seed. But if you look along here, there's two, there's two, there's one, there's two. Like, they're just madly producing. And every now and again come out here and help this little guy out. Okay. That's my San Marzano Lungo number 2. I think it's a cabbage plant over there. Another cabbage. That is some more collards or spinach. No, that's collards. I really gotta start labeling my plants. This garden, it's looking pretty sad. Everything's pretty much getting ready to go to seed. I've gotten a lot of seed off of this. See, I gotta pick this right now, so yeah, good problems, I guess. So here we go. We just pulled these off, set them somewhere dry. That's kind of the idea, because in these little seed heads there's a bunch of seeds. And you know, after I started collecting seeds, it just made sense. You save your seed any way you can, so you're not buying from a source that you either can't trust or just cost too much. I mean, yeah, you're gonna make an initial cost, but you know, if you got a friend that's a gardener, he'll probably give you some seeds. You know, if you like what you're eating, grow it. This is my cilantro. I'm waiting for it to bolt. I want flowers. Just like my basil over here. I have to cut all these off because I'm gonna have a lot of basil growing. Yeah, fun times. Yeah, boy. Whenever I was in Colorado, I grew some lemon basil. It was pretty awesome. So there's those seeds. Put this down there with them. Okay. I got a couple carrots that are pretty big. Like, look at the size of this guy. He's large and in charge. But they're short. So I'm gonna just let him go. This is my garlic. Then there's this guy. I think it's an ugly ripe. Pretty sure it's an ugly ripe. But it just is not liking this area at all. Tomatoes didn't do too hot over here this year. Eggplant's doing really well. Now, see, I planted this guy. He's not looking too happy. That one's it's doing whatever it can. I got a pepper plant over there. It's barely hanging on. So I've obviously put more organic material in that bed than in this bed. And it shows. The beans did really well, but you know, beans affix nitrogen to the soil, so I think that helps a lot too with the radishes. The beets, these are Chikoga beets. I'm waiting for them to seed as well. That is a turnip. All I need is for these to bolt and I'll be good on seed for a while, because it only takes one plant to produce a good amount of seed. Now check this out. This is my radish. This is my French breakfast radish. This thing, it went Woodrow on me, which means it just gets that look to it right there. Down in there, see that? That's the radish itself. So it gets all woody and weird and whatever. But these can actually be ground up and liquefied, the leaves off of these radish plants. Whenever you're all done with these things and they produce seed and they do their thing, you can put these in your compound, a special compost pile for a seed starting mix. I don't know what, I forget the name of the chemical compound and all that mess. Anyways, but radishes, I've read it in a couple different places. Ground up radishes and compost made out of mostly radish is good for seedlings. So yeah, good stuff. So I figure get in here and pull a couple of these leaves off and put them in my compost. I like to diversify on my compost. It just seems like the smart thing to do. And I can see under here and there ain't a whole lot hiding from me. I don't like things hiding from me in my garden. Especially down here in Florida, there are snakes. So, as you can see, some of them really didn't do much. They're getting there, but they're still radishes at heart. Here is my watermelon radish. I'm also going to let that one bolt. I just wish they would bolt faster. You see, if I was in a northern state, these things would have done shot bolt a long time ago, but they're not, and I guess that's just the way it is. Another Chikoga beet. So, these are the Chinese red noodles. They seem to be doing pretty good. These are the Christmas bean, which will also be doing quite well. Once they get flowering and what have you. Sorry guys, I'm trying to fix my little string I got going on here, and doing stuff in the garden one-handed is no fun. But it is possible. Alright, see, that's a piece of fishing string right here to tie up. Okay, so this guy's gonna follow it and zigzag. I'm trying to get the most out of these beans. So that's what I got going on. Oh, I almost forgot. It's the little things. If anybody wants marigold seeds, please let me know. I have a few. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all these doggone marigold seeds, but this guy needs to be. Thank you. Once that'll ripen nicely. See, we've been getting a lot of rain and they're starting to split, so trying to catch them before they do that. Good stuff, good stuff.